What is going on, FA Nation? John Bevy here with Mark Pitts. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Game Day Preview Show. Mark, it is your debut here. Those who follow Fantasy Alarm know you obviously from your Saturday and Sunday MLB DFS Playbooks. You were on the show at times last year with us. You're in the Discord, so you're not a stranger here to FA Nation, but you are making your season debut. While Howard Bender is out in Las Vegas watching fish in the sphere, I can only imagine the colors that he is seeing right now at this moment. But so Bender gone for the next couple of days here. So it'll be me and Henry Wilson on the live show. We got Mark Pitts here for tonight's preview and Monday's preview there as well. So you won't see, you won't get enough of Mark here over the next couple of days. Sir, how you doing?
Doing good. It's been a while since I've been on here, but glad to be back. This slate we have is something else.
Yep.
It's something, yeah.
Yeah, I got 10 games on this main slate here. We have Coors on this main slate as well, which is always fun. Seattle in Colorado here for this one. We have come through the turn in the rotation where there is some suspect men on the mound that we will be trying to diagnose whether or not we want to put in our lineups or out of our lineups. We have some should be good pitchers and what should be some should be good matchups, but we'll diagnose it all for everybody here.
Yeah, we'll test the waters. We'll feel it out.
We'll see how it goes. So since we got 10 games, let's not waste time here. Starting off at the pitching position, you got Yamamoto at home against the Mets. He's your highest price starting pitcher. No pitcher over 10K on this slate on DraftKings, so that's good to see. He get the Mets there against Manaya opposing him. Freddie Peralta on the road against St. Louis. Peralta's been on fire this year. He's $9,500. Chris Sale home against the Rangers. Could have some weather there in Atlanta. Blake Snell home against Arizona. He's been dreadful in his two starts since signing with San Francisco. Jordan Montgomery making his season debut, immediately priced at $9,200 against Blake Snell in that matchup. And then Sean Manaea is at $9K going up against the Dodgers. Don't foresee us taking any shares there. But when we're looking at the 9K and above tier here, sir, which, if any of these pitchers, are you looking to maybe build a lineup around?
I mean, what year is it where Sean Manaea is 9K?
That's what I'm saying.
Against the Dodgers. Yeah, we'll be touching that. Yeah. Terrible matchup. You can get to Yamamoto. I mean, the Mets, they've been crushing lefties. He's a righty, of course, and they're only a 20% strikeout rate. They're like middle of the pack in WOBA. So I don't know if he's going to have the best outing, but right below him, Freddie Peralta gets the Cardinals, who just cannot seem to get anything going. They're sixth in strikeout rate, 24%. Bottom 6 in WOBA. He's been, like you said, on fire. I don't know if 11 Ks is on the card, but I mean, certainly possible.
26 strikeouts to 3 starts here for Freddie Peralta. Again, going up against Baltimore, really maybe his toughest test of the season. I mean, Seattle, we know they've haven't really hit the ball all that well. They did get to him for 3 runs over 5 2/3, but still 7 strikeouts, and then faced the Mets on his opening day start through 6 innings and earned 8 strikeouts. Now going into St. Louis, it's a pitcher's park here. That St. Louis lineup, it has name value, but it hasn't really had a lot of the production out of that lineup yet. So certainly one, I think that maybe Peralta could find some success. You mentioned, obviously the strikeout numbers there. St. Louis 10th highest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching, 24.2% here on the year. And of course, Peralta strikeout rate over 30%. So definitely some elite numbers. And then I kind of agree with you. Yamamoto, I think, has a lot of win equity built in him. So there's probably that reasoning to be behind the play for him at $9,600. Chris Sale against Texas, I don't really want to, go there. I know, this season, some of those bats there in that Rangers lineup are off the slow starts. The rookies, notably Evan Carter, Wyatt Langford, aren't really doing too much damage, but we saw Semien, we saw Adolis Garcia, we saw Jonah Heim all homer on Thursday's slate. They still have Corey Seager, even in a lefty-lefty matchup. So definitely some potential risk there with Sale. And then you have the Snell and Montgomery. I mean, Snell hasn't pitched over 80 pitches yet in either of his 2 starts. He's struggled with control. He's been knocked around. And then Jordan Montgomery, you look at his minor league numbers and his 2 rehab starts at AAA, and he got knocked around. 9 earned and 7 2/3 innings. So not the highest nod of confidence really in those pitchers. If we jump down into the 8K tier, Joe Ryan at home against Detroit feels like maybe a good spot. Tristan McKenzie at home against Oakland, great. Like Tristan McKenzie, a pitcher that should be better than these pitched to Oakland, a matchup you've liked to target. You have Clark Schmidt at home. You got a knuckleballer in Waldron against Toronto. Flaherty in a high strikeout potential matchup against Minnesota. You and I talked about it. We're kind of working our way through these turns in the rotation. Anybody in the mid tier kind of stick out to you as like, yes, this is a guy I'm willing to plant my flag on?
I mean, I could see playing either Joe Ryan or Flaherty, like either side. Minnesota, we know, strikes out a ton. They just faced each other. Ryan had 12 strikeouts. I mean, he can certainly repeat that. I don't know if we're going to hope for 12 again. On the other end, Flaherty had 8.
Yeah.
I'd like to lean Joe Ryan. I think he's a much better pitcher. But I mean, McKenzie, like, people are going to play him probably because it's Oakland. But I mean, 1 strikeout, 2 strikeouts, 2 strikeouts. The
10 walks.
Yeah, the walks are crazy. Like, and he's 8,700. He's not cheap. He's not 7K.
Right.
So a lot of risk there. The only other one I would consider really is Schmidt, mainly because Tampa's running out Tyler Alexander. I think they use him as a long man, but he's giving up 5 home runs. The Yankees have bats, so like win equity. 7,900 is a kind of a high price for him, but
coming out of his last start, 5 innings, an earned run, 5 walks. I mean, I don't know what's going on there, but did have 7 strikeouts in that game. Got the win, got 22 fantasy points. I'm kind of in agreement with you. Minnesota's second highest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching, with Flaherty there at 7,700. If you think maybe the Detroit bats, can get something going there. Otherwise, I think kind of given what this slate is, I might be doing a Peralta Joe Ryan build and kind of figuring out where my value comes into play. Now, Waldron's a knuckleballer. We know at any point in time, the knuckleball can just shut down a lineup. He just faced the Dodgers, 5 innings, 1 earned, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, no decision, got him 13 fantasy points. If he was able to get the win there, he's at 17 fantasy points. He's home. We know because we frustratingly play the Toronto lineup probably more than we should. That team just lets us down a lot, and against a right-handed pitching here, and a knuckleballer at that, I think he's always going to be in play for tournaments. So I think maybe Waldron, but even he's $7,800. So not like getting any extreme value. Alec Marsh, we ran some strikeout numbers on him last year. Not going to face him against Baltimore though. Nope. Cleveland's lineup's nothing special. I don't know. Joe Boyle coming off of a couple of good starts, only 1 earned run over his last 2 here. Took a 1 earned run loss to Washington. I mean, maybe Joe Boyle takes a look here at 6,700. Again, it feels gross like playing on an Oakland lineup, but if Tristan McKenzie is going to pitch the way he's pitching, maybe even Oakland can get some runs across the board.
I mean, I played Blackburn, so I'm not opposed to using an Oakland pitcher.
Sure. Hopefully it works out better than the Blackburn run does. But I mean, obviously you look at the numbers for Joe Boyle and you're like, oh man, 5.68 area. Well, that's because the Red Sox tagged him for 7 runs over 2 2/3, but he's bounced back nicely against, I don't think Cleveland's lineup's any worse or better than Detroit or Washington, kind of on par, I think, with the talent level there. You pitch around J-Ram and Naylor maybe, but maybe Boyle, I don't know.
He might give up some singles, some doubles, but I mean, they're not crushing the ball. So,
right.
Like you said, just avoid J-Ram and he can navigate to a solid outing, I think.
Yeah. So, but I think that's it. I mean, obviously, Hancock here has the pedigree, but has not pitched well, and he's in Coors, so we're not going to go there. Heaney hasn't pitched more than like 4 innings this year. Not going to pitch him against Atlanta anyways. Dean Creamer last year was okay, but I don't know. Kansas City's offense has been hot, so Boyle might be as low as I go, but even then, I might be locking in a combo of Flaherty and Peralta, or Ryan and Peralta, and kind of moving forward.
Yep, that's how it feels.
Catcher position, we go over this a lot. We just sort of find the cheapest guy we can and hope they hit a home run for us.
Sometimes works.
Honestly, it works more often than it doesn't. So we'll see when these lineups come out. I don't really have any super hot takes on the catcher position. You know who the top guys are. Will Smith against Sean Manaea certainly could be maybe appealing. I know Manaea has pitched better this year than in years past, but Dodgers probably going to bring him back down to earth a little bit there. Darno against Heaney's 38. Moreno against Snell. If you don't believe in Snell right now, is 37. Maybe those are some mid-tier options you look at.
Even the other Atlanta catcher there, Trump down there, 2,700 if he gets a start. And then, I mean, if you want to pay up, you could. I think you could play either guy in cores. I don't really love it. Like paying down is, we think, the way to go. But
yeah, just the equity there for them. But like obviously Cal Raleigh, big power guy, get him in cores, but he's 4,500. He strikes out more than he gets on base. So there's definitely some risk there again. Oakland maybe. But yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. When these lineups go live. Let's go to a more exciting position in first base. You got the Ohtani show. You got Olsen. You got Freeman. They're all lefty hitters. They're all facing lefty pitchers. Do you shy away from lefty matchups when it comes to these top guys?
Sometimes I would consider it, but against these pitchers, I do not care. I would play any one of them. Personally, though, I would just find myself going down to Christian Walker.
Sure.
Like Snell is Snell, he's fine, but I don't have any faith in him. Maybe he's going to show up tonight or tomorrow night. But 4,900 for Christian Walker seems perfectly reasonable to me.
Yeah, I like him. I like Pasquantino against Creamer as well. 4,800 if you want to keep riding out the Kansas City offense there. Again, obviously we expect maybe at some point that to dry up, but homers in 2 of the last 4, 3 straight games with a double. Pasquantino, lefty power bat there against Dean Creamer certainly could be an option for us. Rhys Hoskins against Kyle Gibson. I know Milwaukee is on the road. We don't generally like to play them on the road, but I don't think much of Gibson. Now Hoskins is a righty in the middle of their lineup. They have a bunch of lefty outfielders in Bryce Terang. So if you're stacking, maybe Hoskins makes sense there in the mid tier as well.
I actually don't mind Justin Turner, which is crazy to say. The guy's 40, however old he is. He's hitting 333.
He's like 38. I don't think he's 40 yet, but he's up there.
He's been hitting cleanup. I mean, I don't know how he's going to fare against knuckleballer, but
they always say you want to hit right-handed against a knuckleballer. That was when the switch hitters used to face Wakefield, they would hit from the right side still. So he at least has maybe that benefit to him. Now everybody's knuckleball dances differently, but I could get Turner, like you said, hitting the middle of that lineup. That's interesting. Ty France back for obviously in cores, only 4,200 if you're looking to get some stacks potentially going. I know he's kind of disappointed over the last handful of years. Wilmer Flores gets the lefty in Montgomery. You and I talk all the time. We're Giants lineup. It's Wilmer Flores, right? Like
he's gonna hit third.
You gotta hit in the middle of their lineup. Yeah, 100%. Him, Ryan O'Hearn hits the middle lineup for Baltimore. Gets Alec Marsh there with the lefty righty matchup. So could give him a peek. I don't know Bowers has been hitting in Milwaukee's lineup. He's 2,900. If you really wanted to get some cheap play at first base, but it's probably it for me here.
I might consider Krylov.
Okay.
Maybe. And then he's got outfield eligibility, but Luke Raley,
sure.
He played when J-Rod got the day off, so I don't know if he's going to be in the lineup, but he's got a 210 ISO against righties last year, so he's in cores 2,800. Or no, 3,900. Sorry, got the price wrong.
Yeah, no, I can still get behind that at 39 for sure.
Hasn't done much, but the power's there. Speed.
He had the power in Tampa, so maybe he brings that to cores with him. I don't mind that play. Second base position, again, Mookie's up at the top of the dual positional eligibility. Ketel Marte gets Snell at 55. Semien homered again on Thursday. He has Chris Sale at 51. Jorge Polanco at 5K. Now, he has been dreadful. I picked him up in our seasonal league because I make a habit of trying to pick guys up going into Coors Field. So maybe we'll get some Coors Field magic out of Jorge Polanco here. But
get right series for him.
Yeah, get right series for him. He's on the right side of his split at least. Jimenez is leading off for Cleveland against Boyle. Your boy Zach Geloff gets McKenzie. So some interesting plays in the top half of second base here.
Yeah, and once again, Ketel Marte gets a lefty.
Yeah.
He does no wrong. He's absolutely massacring the baseball. So I don't know if I don't trust Snell enough that I would full stack against him, but
A one-off play maybe or something.
Yeah, maybe him and Walker, maybe a one-off.
Sure.
But I wouldn't not play him. Like, he's definitely going to be involved.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out if we have the long reliever or if Alexander's just straight up starting, because he did go 6 innings last time out for Tampa Bay, so that's at least something to consider, because he was
getting the long man. Yeah,
he was last year. Yeah. So that brings me to Gleiber then. Gleiber in Yankee Stadium, $4,300 against Alexander. I think certainly could be something to put in play there. Ahmad Rosario's been killing the baseball. I know he's been better against lefties generally, but 339 had a 2-hit game today against Clark Schmidt. And I mentioned Bryce Terang earlier. I have been riding the Bryce Terang train. Stolen bases up there. You can get on multiple bases at times. So they don't really move his price. In fact, he's actually cheaper than he was the other day. So I'm happy to keep running out Bryce Terang there.
Yeah, 9 steals. I mean, he's hitting 300. I mean, you can't go wrong.
No, again, and Kyle Gibson's again. Let's see what Gibson's. I'm pretty sure Gibson's numbers against lefties are just gross, but
he's been bad. Like, he's given up 5 home runs
for a few years. He hasn't been very good either. So let's see, splits tool. Going over our friends over at Fangraphs. Break out some of these lefty splits here versus left-handed hitters. Last year 480 slug, 350 WOBA, 13 homers allowed. This year, just a small sample size, so they've been a little bit better, but still 378 weighted on base, 600 slug, 3 homers in 38 batters. So 10% of the lefties he's faced, he's given up a home run to. 2.9 homers per 9 innings against lefties for Kyle Gibson. So
that's not good.
That's not a good number. That is not a good number. So Bryce Terang at 37, I think fits into some lineups I'll be looking to build. Any value plays for you here?
I mean, I'm not in love with it, but I would consider Estrada against Montgomery. I mean, I really don't know what to expect out of him in his first start. So, Estrada's 3,300. I have no problem getting to him.
Kevin Biggio is going to hit $3,100. Again, he is a lefty versus a knuckleballer, but if we're not pitching Waldron, maybe there could be some value to going up against him there. Let's see. I'm not going to go Kike Hernandez. They started Gourmet the other day. He's a lefty, though, so maybe he probably won't be in that lineup then. That's probably it. Would Fletcher be the guy they start? Yeah, they'll start Fletcher. Last year, Fletcher had like one of the craziest tournament days on like a day baseball slate where he was like 3 games. I don't remember the exact line, but he like basically broke the slate. I think he had like a homer, like 3 hits. And it was like mid price, and everybody's like, "What the hell, David?" All right, third base again. Austin Riley gets Heaney at 6K. That feels like a bingo spot. Ramirez, McMahon's home numbers are pretty crazy. If you're not in on Emerson Hancock at $5,300, you go Ryan McMahon. What else are you peeking at the top?
This is like the worst position on the slate. I think I had a lot of trouble trying to find somebody. Like I just, if you're not paying up for like a Riley, I just find myself going down to Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah,
4,300 gets a lefty. I think I mean, if you want to fit bats in, I think this is a position to spend down just because the top options are not great. There's not a bunch of them.
Sure. I'm trying to see where we might go here. I mean, just below Eugenio Suarez, Jordan Westbrook has been killing the ball lately. Again, gets Alec Marsh. Josh Rojas is a lefty. He probably plays against Hudson there at $3,800. Miguel Rojas will be in the lineup for the Dodgers. He's 34. That might be it for me, though. Willie Castro, he's been terrible, but I don't know. It might be it for me.
I mean, way down, Ezekiel Duran, who hasn't really done anything, but if he's in the lineup, 2,800, don't love it, but I mean, super, super cheap.
Yeah, maybe Joey Ortez finds his way. Him and Dunn have been like platooning. Where's Dunn?
Wasn't Dunn hitting leadoff?
Yeah, where's Dunn? Did I miss? Was he at the other position? Where is he?
He's 3,300.
Yeah, okay. He's the lefty bat, so maybe we'll get Dunn here against Gibson. Yeah, if you wanted to play some Brewers as a value play, but I kind of agree with you. If you're not basically plugging in Riley or maybe McMahon at that point, you're basically just
Like, I'm not paying $5,000 for Michael Garcia.
No.
I just can't do it.
We've been going back and forth. Like, we don't know why he's this expensive.
And it went up. He was 4,900
I know.
a slate ago.
Yeah, he should be back to 42, and then we'll reconsider. Shortstop, we got Bobby Witt and Mookie Betts, Seager, Henderson. Definitely some top options, all in great spots here. I don't think you could really go wrong. Seager certainly probably has the toughest of the matchups, being lefty-lefty, but you want to go Henderson, Witt, or Betts? No, I don't think anybody's going to blink. So,
yeah, I mean, Gunnar. What do you think of Gunnar? Was this 3 homers in a row?
Yeah, I'd say 3 straight homers. That offense is starting to click. And Alec Marsh is nothing crazy. Sometimes in Kansas City as well, you get that like humid weather. I know we're in the spring, we're not dead summer yet, but if it's hot enough, the wind blows out there, definitely could get the offense going there. Tovar's in cores. So you have that. Volpe isn't really good leading off, 4,600 against Alexander. I could probably get behind some Volpe there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, you could play JP Crawford just because he's in cores.
Yep. Orlando Arcia at 4K against lefties. Man's hitting 377 on the year as it is.
Yeah, I could play him.
I'm trying to see. I read this number to Bender the other day. I want to pull it up for you as well. Because if you read his numbers against left-handed pitching last year, you would have assumed like maybe I was reading you like Ozzie Albies numbers or Austin Riley's numbers.
Did he have last 1,000 OPS or something crazy?
He did. He had a 302 ISO. Orlando Arcia, we're talking about
7-hitter.
Yeah. A 424 weighted on base and 1,000 OPS last season against left-handed pitching. This year, obviously, not sustainable to have those levels, but still, 820 OPS, 370 WOBA, still very good. He has 600 slug left. That's like, very bonds.
That's absurd.
Except 700 slug. Yeah, 600 slug. Anyways, he hammers lefties. He gets Andrew Heaney, 4K Arcia. Good spot for him. Plus, I wonder, without Ozzie Albies active against righties, they had moved Michael Harris to the 2-hole, but I don't imagine they would put Harris 2 against a lefty. I wonder if maybe Arcia gets a move up in the lineup. I wonder.
Good.
I wonder.
Good.
I'm just floating that out there.
I
don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. He certainly has hit well enough to deserve the move in the lineup. So we'll see what happens there. But
I think they've put Michael Harris in the 2-hole against lefties before.
Did they?
I think it's happened. I want to say it happened on one of the slates this year.
It may.
Either way,
it may have. But
you can play him. Doesn't matter where he's sitting. 4K.
It'd be a lot better if he was sitting, in front of Matt Olson and Riley and behind Acuna. But either way, I agree with you. I think Arcia probably one of my favorite shortstop plays, honestly. Blaze Alexander against Snell. If you're not in on Snell, again, $3,500 for him. Yep. Dude's still hitting 300. Like, price is not moving on him. So if you want to ride that matchup out for him, you certainly can. Caballero's got some stolen base potential at 36. Anything else for you?
Below that, not really.
Ooh, they did call up Owen Miller, but he's a righty, so it doesn't really matter. But still, what do you got?
No, I was say below that, like I got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Mason Wynn lately, but not against Freddie Peralta here.
Exactly.
Do that one. All right, outfield, the fun position again. A lot of plays, as we always say. Find your stack, pick your man, plug him in, and build around him. A lot of lefty matchups there. You got Judge against Alexander as a righty-lefty. J-Rod, as you mentioned, man's hitting 200 with 0 homers on the year, but now he's in cores. Maybe this is a get-right series for him. Adolis homered today. Ozuna's been hitting everybody. He's $5,300. I don't know why Kwan is 51. That seems crazy. But not Hernandez gets a lefty 5K. Yeah. The doubles hitter.
That seems like a miss.
Not even the doubles hitter. He's got 2 doubles. I don't know why he's 5,100.
I will not be paying for that. I can tell you that right now.
No. Not when Teoscar and Lourdes are cheaper at 5K.
Yeah, even Nolan Jones.
Nolan Jones for sure. Soler against a lefty that we're unsure about. I mean, that's a pretty hammer spot for Jorge Soler.
Guy had a 400 ISO against lefties last year.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Haniger again, the Coors Field boost. Stanton did homer the other day. $4,600 for him. Let's see, Alec MJ Melendez at 44. They won't play Story Ruiz, but if God forbid he finds his way into the lineup, I mean,
he's now a power bat.
I don't know. Dude, he had 1,000 OPS at AAA at like 5 home runs. So I don't know what he has to do to play for this team. He is maybe their best outfielder, and they're barely using him. But if he gets in the lineup, I will play him at $4,300.
He's running.
He's running for sure.
If he's not hitting home runs. Or both. He did both the other day, didn't he?
Kowser's only 39. The dude's hitting 400. He dropped him $100.
You play him?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Said Mole's getting a little hot. I mean, Baltimore in general's offense is going to be cracked this year. So our boy Chorio going to lead off 3,800.
He's in play. He offered the last couple games, but
he ain't offered against Gibson. It ain't happening.
It's not happening. Duvall, does he?
Sure. Him and Jock Peterson will both play with lefties on the mound. Mentioned O'Hearn at first base, but he's got dual positional eligibility. All the Milwaukee outfielders, Sal Frelick's down here, Perkins is down here. Can use either of them. If you're not in on McKenzie, Blade, Jackson Merrill's $3,400. Could do that route as well.
Like that.
Let's see. This Perkins.
Below that.
I mean, Varsho has some power potential. All it takes is a knuckleball that doesn't knuckle, and he's throwing 60-mile-an-hour softballs. So
he double donked last game. So
yeah. Could maybe
get there.
Show a little power. Let's see. Anything else down here? Are you buying it? Jonathan Class A?
I was just going to bring him up. Yeah, if he's in the lineup, I mean, he's played, 2 games? 3 games?
3 games, yep.
He's now 2,900. He was a free square.
Yeah, where's Pages? Where's our Pajes? 26.
It is Pajes. That's how they say it.
Yeah, it's Pajes. Pajes at 26 as well. So definitely some value outfielders that we could plug in under 3K to help us spend up. So quick look, obviously, at 10 games here. We also have some potential weather we have to look at. Tampa Bay, New York, Texas, Atlanta, and even Seattle, Colorado. So make sure you guys tune into the 4 p.m. show. We'll have all the updated weather information, but it is that time of the show here, Mark, where we build a lineup that we both kind of settled in on, maybe for Peralta and Ryan. And if we need to make an adjustment, we'll do so. But that leaves us with 3,950. I feel like we probably have to go with Class, right? In Coors at $2,900.
Yeah.
One of those options.
Free exposure.
Yeah, we liked Arcia at 4K. Can't spell his name correctly. That's on me. All right. We got 4,100. We got cheap catcher we can pick out of here. What do you think?
I mean, when's the last time D'Arnaud played? It's probably going to be him, right?
Yeah, I would assume
38.
So. Moreno's 37. And Snell. Let's see. Where was D'Arnaud? Let's do D'Arnaud for now, because if he does start and they don't move Arcia up, then D'Arnaud and Arcia are stacking each other. So
that works.
Cheap Brave stack. First base 4,100.
I mean, it depends. Who do you want to pay up for?
I agree. And that is $1 million question. Do we have any more value that we liked on this slate? Let's see. You said third base was maybe a spend down if we weren't spending out.
I mean, unless you're using Riley or
right.
It's just the worst position. I mean, maybe this happens a lot, but specifically on this slate, I really don't like it.
What if we did? Let's assume Dunn being the lefty starts. And then that gives us Terang at 36. 37. All right. So we have 46, 33 with a first base and 2 outfield. So the spend up spots here. And we can also dump down to, Pajes if we wanted to really just double spend here.
Well, do you want Mookie? Oh, wait, no, we already have.
Yeah, we can't really. I mean, we get rid of Turan, we can do Mookie.
Nah, I forgot he wasn't outfield eligible anymore.
Yeah, they took that away. But if we did Pajes, that's 42. Can we get like Teoscar? It's 5K. It's 34. I think that's Wilmer Flores. It's not. Wilmer's what, 36?
He's 33, I thought.
No, he's 38. All right, let's move on. Let's move off catcher. Let's go. Let's find a cheaper catcher here. Yeah, we'll plug Kirk in for now. That's 42.
That works.
42 can get us. Let's see. Was a Hearn was 36. I think it's a 56 outfielder. What's a 56 outfielder? Ozuna?
Yeah, I mean, guy doesn't miss.
Guy doesn't miss. All right, so that's what we got. A little example lineup for everybody here. Freddie Peralta, Joe Ryan. Of course, if we wanted more money, I guess we could go down to Flaherty, but we'll stick with Ryan here for now. Kirk, O'Hearn, Betts, Dunn, Arcia, Clase, Pajes, and Ozuna. $300 left over. Again, we're spending up on pitching. We're spending up on Betts and Ozuna here. We'll be back live at 4 p.m. Eastern time to get you all ready for the Friday main slate. Mark will have your Saturday playbook, so make sure you tune in to that as well. Get him in the Discord. Give him a follow on Twitter as well at Mark_Pitts_34. Mark, thanks for joining us here today. And I think you're filling in for Bender again on the Monday pre-show. So we'll see you then as well. So how's it?
Sounds good. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Everybody, we'll catch you all later.